So, we are here with the same sketch, but just a little bit different because I cannot copy anything save my life. But overall, with the same sketch, doing the same painting, just with different colors. Today is the second video about color schemes, and the one, in my opinion, the most difficult to do, the complementary color scheme. To make two completely different colors work together, the opposite colors work together, is really hard work. And to put it worst, the color combination I had to use was the worst of all of them, blue, green and red. That almost goes well together when it's Christmas. And the last thing I wanted was to make my painting look Christmassy. So maybe it was because of that I played a little bit too safe while painting it. When you get complementary colors, you can make yellow and purple or blue and orange work better than to put red and green together. They were really difficult to work with. Playing it safe was a lot because I was putting this video on YouTube and I was in a lot of pressure to do it right because I put on my head, even if any of my paintings in this color scheme series go wrong, I was going to still post it. So the pressure was on when I was doing this and trying to get it right. Technically, I followed the rules. A rule I learned in a video, I don't remember which channel it was, but if I can find it, I will post it in the description box. That was about color gamut, explaining about color gamut, and a little point that said that the farthest away the color is, the less saturated you use it with your main color. And this was basically what I did. I desaturated the red as much as I could to make it work well with the green. And overall, the painting is looking good. The cooler tone of the green and the cooler tone of the brown shade I created mixing the two of them make the painting really coherent, and in the end, that was what I wanted. So it's something to keep in your head. When doing a painting with complementary color schemes, desaturate the color the max you can, or the better way to make the two work together. Maybe risk a little bit more than I did, and the results will be a little more interesting than mine end up like. And I could explore and try out new ways of doing foliage, and doing foliage right is something that I'm pursuing right now. I'm trying to get better at it, and I discovered in this painting 2 ways of doing foliage that agreed with my style. You can see, I'm using a lot of my paper towel to blob out a little bit of the paint to get it more fuzzy, more soft looking. And also using the salt to do foliage does a really cool effect. Paper towel is one of your most reliable allies when painting. Mainly if you are a beginner. On this really, listen to me, always have a paper towel with you. Because even if you think you know about watercolor, the water flow is a lot more unpredictable than you think. And you are going to use a paper towel a lot. So always have it by your side, making it your best friend. With time you're going to learn how to let loose a little bit, but in a way or another you are going to find a new way of using paper towel. Even saying that I should be a little bit more risky, looking at the painting right now, I really like that the way it ended up looking. Even it's a very cool toned painting, it to me looks a lot like a rainforest, tropical forest. And the region I live in Brazil, there is a lot of these tones in our forest. On the national park near the city where I live, these shades are very much present. It's giving me some kind of nostalgic feeling looking at it. So in the future, when I go to the national park, I will take some pictures and trying to make a fantasy looking forest like painting based in what I see. And I will probably use the same colors, complementary color scheme, to do a painting of the places I see and capture reference photos and do something magical with it. Talking about magical, the circle in this particular painting was a disaster. It's a big round nothing. But it was a try. I will still continue trying in the next one to make a better circle of magic and see how it goes. I was trying to make it different from the first one and it ended up looking worse. The first one I did in the monochromatic color schemes ended up looking really fantastic. And I want to redo that in my other paintings and I'm trying to get the look right. It was not 100% right in the first one. It was a big lucky mistake and I want to reproduce that again. It's a good thing that I'm redoing this painting and I can make new mistakes and trying to make my happy accident something on purpose. I think that's a number one priority in every artist's checklist of things to do, because as much as exciting and fantastic a rap accident is, the frustration that comes after when you cannot reproduce that in other paintings when you want it is the worst. So redoing the same painting over and over again, like I'm going to do, just changing the colors, the color schemes, it helps me to rethink and analyze how I do things and reduce the rep accidents and make propose good painting more often. Another thing that I didn't like much is the texture I did on the trees. It was too thick to my liking. It's one thing that I'm exercising a lot is the pressure of the brush and how I work this pressure in certain parts in the painting. I tend to put a lot of pressure in anything since I was a child. When I was learning how to write, the marks you could see in the paper, and I still do it. It even gets difficult to erase it. You can still see because of the pressure and the force I put on the pencil. The marker is still there. And I have the same bad habit when I'm painting, and you can see it in the trees here. The texture that should be little tiny lines, it's more thick than it should. So it's something that I'm trying in this paint I'm doing in this series and other paints I'm doing, and trying to learn how to control this pressure. So I hope that I could clarify if you had any doubts about complementary color schemes. I know I didn't talk much about it and more blabbered about how my experience painting this way was to me, but keep it in mind. What I know about complementary colors is that when using two opposite colors, you have to saturate one or the other to make it look coherent with each other. In most parts, it's good to do some tests and put the colors one beside the other to see if it works. But in the end, the saturation is the better choice. Using the brightest of the two tones together, most of the time it will not work. So making lighter or darker one of the tones is a better choice. Even if I changed so much this one that my red is no red anymore, in the end my painting ended up looking good. So I'm satisfied with that. And when you are doing a complementary color scheme, the end up result, if you are satisfied, you achieve it. So that is it. In the next video, I will be doing a hand-on painting, just a speedy video of a painting to make me happy. So stay tuned. And about this video, I really hope it helped. So give it a like, subscribe, press the bell button, and give me your honest opinion in the comments. It is much appreciated. I will see you in the next one.